The music was loud, joyful, alive, but Daniel stood still. The wedding hall shimmered under crystal chandeliers, laughter echoing through golden curtains and polished marble floors. Couples moved gracefully across the dance floor, spinning beneath warm lights, hands locked, eyes smiling. And there he stood near the wall, hands in his pockets, watching. A single dad, 38, quiet, invisible, not because he wanted to be, but because that's what life had slowly turned him into. Invisible. He adjusted the sleeve of his suit, one he hadn't worn in years. Felt stiff, like it didn't belong to him anymore. Like celebration wasn't meant for men like him. 3 years ago, Daniel had buried his wife. Cancer had taken her slowly, cruelly, and in her final days, she had squeezed his hand and whispered, "Promise me you'll keep living." He promised. But surviving isn't the same as living. Since then, his world had revolved around two small hands, his 7-year-old daughter Lily and his 4-year-old son Noah. School lunches, nightmares, parent-teacher meetings, bedtime stories, laundry at midnight, tears he never let them see. He had become father and mother, protector and comforter. He had become strong, but strength is lonely. Tonight was his younger cousin's wedding. Family insisted he come. "You need to get out," they said. "You're still young." Young. That word felt like a joke. He felt ancient inside. He had tried once. A blind date set up by a coworker. The woman smiled politely until she heard the words, "2 kids." After that, her phone suddenly became very interesting. He never tried again. The DJ announced, "Everyone grab a partner." The lights dimmed softer, romantic. Slow music filled the room. The dance floor swelled with movement. Daniel stayed against the wall. He watched husbands kiss their wives' foreheads. He watched laughter, watched joy, and something inside him tightened. Not jealousy, but longing. Not for romance alone. For companionship. For someone to look at him and see more than responsibility. More than baggage. More than a widower with 2 kids. He exhaled slowly and glanced at the entrance. That's when he saw her. She stood near the doorway, scanning the room as if searching for someone. Midnight blue dress. Simple, elegant. Not flashy. Her hair fell softly over her shoulders. But it wasn't her beauty that caught him. It was her expression. She wasn't glowing with excitement like the others. She looked thoughtful, almost distant. Their eyes met for half a second. Daniel immediately looked away. He wasn't that guy anymore. The one who held eye contact. The one who approached women. That version of him felt buried with his wife. He turned slightly, pretending to check his phone. But then something unexpected happened. Footsteps approached him. He assumed it was a relative. Maybe an aunt asking why he wasn't dancing. He prepared a polite excuse. "Are you going to stand here all night?" a soft voice asked. He looked up. It was her. Up close, her eyes were warm, curious, brave. "I'm not much of a dancer," Daniel replied, offering a small smile. She tilted her head slightly. "That's okay. I'm not much of a wall decoration." He blinked. "I'm Emma," she said, extending her hand. "Daniel." She didn't immediately let go. "Daniel?" she repeated gently, as if testing how it sounded. "Dance with me." He almost laughed. "You probably want someone more experienced." She glanced at the crowded dance floor, then back at him. "I didn't choose them," she said quietly. "I chose you." The words hit differently. No one had chosen him in a long time. He hesitated. His mind raced. What if he embarrassed himself? What if she found out about the kids and disappeared like the others? What if... She squeezed his hand. "Just one song," she said, and somehow that was enough. He let her lead him to the dance floor. The music slowed further, gentle piano filling the room. Daniel placed his hand awkwardly at her waist. She stepped closer. Not too close. Just enough. You look like you're carrying the weight of the world, she said softly. He swallowed. Some days I am. She didn't press. She didn't pry. She simply swayed with him. And for the first time in years, Daniel wasn't thinking about schedules, or bills, or school lunches. He wasn't thinking about what he'd lost. He was just there, present, seen. Halfway through the song, she spoke again. You have kids, don't you? His heart skipped. How did you know? She smiled faintly. You keep checking the time like someone has to be home soon. He laughed softly. 2. Lily and Noah. Are they your whole world? Yes. Good, she whispered. They should be. He searched her expression for judgment. There was none. Instead, there was understanding. My sister left her son with me tonight, she said. Single mom. It's not easy. Daniel felt something shift. The music ended. He expected her to step back, to thank him politely and return to wherever she came from. But she didn't. Another? She asked. He nodded. And as the next song began, Daniel realized something profound. Sometimes you don't have to chase. Sometimes you just have to stand and let the right person choose you. But neither of them knew yet. The second song turned into 3. 3 turned into laughter. Laughter turned into conversation that felt effortless. They moved off the dance floor and found a quiet table near the balcony where the noise softened into background warmth. Daniel hadn't talked this freely in years. Emma listened, really listened, not waiting for her turn to speak, not interrupting with comparisons, just present. What happened? She asked gently at one point. He knew what she meant. He told her about the hospital rooms, the quiet nights, the promise he made. Emma didn't offer pity. She reached across the table and covered his hand. That kind of love doesn't disappear, she said. It becomes part of who you are. He had never heard it phrased that way. Most people avoided the topic, or acted uncomfortable, or worse, treated him like he was fragile glass. Emma treated him like a man who had survived something, and that difference mattered. Later in the evening, Daniel checked his phone again. A message from the babysitter. Kids asleep. All good, smiling face with smiling eyes. He exhaled in relief. You're a good dad, Emma said. I just try not to fail them. She shook her head slightly. Showing up every day isn't failure. It's love. The reception slowly began winding down. Guests leaving. Chairs stacking. Lights dimming. Daniel felt a familiar fear creep in. This is where it ends. Nice conversation. Nice moment. Back to real life. He braced himself for goodbye. Instead, Emma stood. Walk me to my car? He did. The night air was cool. Quiet. Almost cinematic. They reached her car and for a second, neither spoke. Daniel, she said softly. I didn't come tonight expecting anything. Me neither. But I'm glad I chose you. There it was again. Chose. He felt it deeper this time. Would you like to have coffee sometime? He asked carefully. She smiled. I was hoping you'd ask. He laughed, a genuine laugh. The kind that comes from somewhere healed. She leaned forward and kissed his cheek. Simple, respectful. Text me when you get home, she said. And as she drove away, Daniel stood there under the streetlights, realizing something extraordinary. He didn't feel invisible anymore. He felt hopeful. Weeks passed. Coffee turned into park walks with the kids. Lily adored Emma instantly. Noah, shy at first, slowly warmed when she sat on the grass and built Lego towers with him. Emma never tried to replace anyone. She simply showed up. For him. For them. One evening, as Daniel tucked Lily into bed, she looked up and asked, "Daddy, are you smiling more because of Emma?" He paused. "Yes." Lily nodded thoughtfully. "Mommy would like that." He swallowed hard. And in that moment, Daniel understood something powerful. Love after loss isn't betrayal. It's bravery. Months later, at another wedding, this time a friend's, Daniel stood on the dance floor again. But he wasn't against the wall. He was holding Emma's hand. When the DJ invited couples to dance, he didn't hesitate. Because this time, he wasn't waiting to be chosen. He already was. And if you're watching this right now, feeling invisible, overlooked, standing against the wall while life dances in front of you, remember this. You are not forgotten. You are not less valuable because of your scars. Sometimes the right person walks into the room and sees what everyone else missed. But you have to stay in the room. You have to keep showing up. Because your moment might be one song away. If the story touched your heart, if you believe good men deserve love again, if you believe healing is possible, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Because here we tell stories about hope, about second chances, about ordinary people being chosen. And your story is not over yet. Red Heart.